welcome to Big Brown and Hairy, and episode 4 of our Euro 2020 series. We're going to be talking about England, so exciting times.
This is an episode dedicated to the England match, really, isn't it?
Yes, and then a little bit of a preview of today's games. One, of course, we're going to be interested in is Scotland and Czech Republic, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, very interesting.
You're very excited about that game.
I am, yes.
We'll go into why. But England, go for it. What did you think?
I thought this England team looked for the first time in a very, very, very long time to be well prepared, not just from the point of tactics, from the point of view of fitness levels, from the point of view of hydration, togetherness. They looked the real deal to me. I mean, it's only one match, so I don't want to get carried away or anything like that. And there are going to be more difficult tests ahead, particularly if they, hopefully they get through to the latter stages. There are going to be more difficult tests coming ahead, but they looked the real deal to me, and they have so many options. They have so many options where Greth Southgate can literally pick a team based on the opponents that he's facing, and he can make little tweaks and perfections here and there.
I have to say, when the team sheet got released yesterday, I text messaged you, obviously.
Yeah.
In disgust, obviously, from the armchair manager here. I think, like most people,
I think we both agreed and on the same things, really, didn't we?
Like we said, he's either going to sink or swim, and luckily it worked for him. Not luckily, but he tactically was perfect.
Yeah,
I couldn't just. The only thing that is slightly weird was Trippier at left back. I mean, in all of his appearances, 4 times he's played at left back.
Yeah.
So that was a weird one, because I think that playing Shaw or Chilwell in that position wouldn't have made a difference. But I understand why he did it, which was the main attack of Croatia is through crosses, and Trippier has experience, a bit more defensively sound.
Yeah.
And he's a winner. He won the Liga. So there's many things going for him. And to be honest, he did well. But the thing that was missing was going past the defender and putting a ball, first time balling with your left instead of cutting inside and doing a ball with crossing with your right or passing with your right. Yeah. That was the only thing. Phillips. I see. Before in our previous episode, in the opening episode, I did say I liked Phillips. Yeah. But I didn't see that performance in him. That was sensational. Yeah, he broke up everything, and I like him being in an advanced position. Declan Rice isn't getting the plaudits, but he did all the dirty work. And one thing impressed me about him, I think it was on ITV, where he had a little interview, or was it BBC? I don't know off the top of my head, where he said he gets joy out of cleaning up and making those interceptions, getting in the right position, tackling. He gets joy out of that, and then what he's been working on is driving the ball out. Like Yaya Toure and those type of players that push the ball out after breaking up play, a bit like Kante.
Yeah.
Declan Rice was fantastic. I have to say, those were the positions I was doubtful of, because he played 2 defensive midfielders. But again, why did he do it? He learned from 2018. Even though it's not the same team, it's still Croatia. They're still sound. Look at Modric. He can pass the ball.
He can still pull the strings.
I mean, they haven't got Rakitic anymore, but still, Perisic and Modric aren't bad players, and they've got good players around them. They're a ball-playing team.
Yeah.
And they're not finalists for no reason. That was only the last tournament we're talking about here. So they're still a team that are decent and decent to break down. He got it right, flooding the midfield with quality. Mount had a great game, but Phillips was a standout. Sterling, I was happy to score, break that weird hex on him or whatever it was that he couldn't score in a tournament, which is bizarre of the type of player he is. And then we were messaging throughout the match going, look at the depth. He could bring on Rashford off the bench. He didn't even use Grealish.
Yeah, the depth that England have got is such that yesterday £100 million plus player didn't even make the bench,
which is Sancho.
Yeah, that just shows you
Chilwell didn't make the bench.
That just shows you the level of depth that there is in that England squad.
Bellingham came on for a short bit of time. I know we can't really judge, but he had that bit of tenacity about him.
Yeah.
It was a nice little break for Calvin Phillips and Rice.
Yes.
Having someone else who's a bit
yeah.
feisty in there. For a 17-year-old, he don't look like a 17-year-old to me.
He doesn't.
He looks like a seasoned professional. Who do we have on the right? Foden, barring the chance at the start, which is very, very unlucky. That was great cutting in from the left-hand side. If he does that against a lower team like the Czech or the Scots, I think Foden is going to be fantastic.
Foden, for me, has all the ingredients of him being the star of the tournament.
I agree.
I think
he needs to slowly get in there. I think Grealish in the Scotland. I think Grealish is going to play the Scottish game.
Yeah,
he's going to be sensational. But what this was a. Let's look at it from the outside. Let's be honest. We were thinking it's a bit of an iffy team. If that's the iffy team, oh, fuck me. What the window, the ceiling, not window, the ceiling on this team is.
That's It's like what I mentioned. Southgate has the luxury to be able to pick a team based on his opponents and adapt to each and every one of his opponents, which is a great place to be, I guess, as a coach. My only sort of concern is if there's too much competition and if there's too much sort of disappointment building up in players who are not given or don't feel like they're being given opportunities, because I think that could easily happen in that squad.
Yeah, but I think he's got it. I think just if you've seen them, they're smiling when they come out.
Yeah, it could easily happen in that squad if they don't have the right temperament.
I'm telling you, I'm surprised by Southgate.
I hope they have.
His man management has improved from his club days. Let's be honest. The England players look like they want to play. I haven't seen that in a long time. Since the last tournament, we saw an inkling of it where they looked like they enjoyed playing.
Yeah.
But now they've had time to grow under Gareth, and he understands tournament football now. They got to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
It's just that last little hurdle now. I think mentally they're right, and that's a big thing. And that midfield for me, what have England always lacked is that technical, quick feet, keeping the ball in tough situations. They look like they've got a big, fantastic midfield with ample amount of players that can do that.
Yeah.
That can control the ball. Quick feet. Grealish has got one of a pair of the quickest feet I've ever seen, where he nicks it to one side and gets fouled. I think he was the most fouled player in the Premier League because of those feet. We look at Mount, Rice.
Yeah, Mount, Rice, Foden.
Bellingham, Foden.
The list just goes on and on.
Phillips was fantastic on the ball.
With Phillips,
he does the dirty work and then he does it. And what the thing that really impressed me tactically, I wouldn't have done that personally, but he saw it to put him a bit further ahead. So the press happens earlier.
Yeah.
So then the team gets squeezed, and they choose when they press. They choose when they go in 2s and 3s to each player. That's advanced club level stuff.
Yeah.
That you don't really see in international.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean I mean you do, but not. Was it that machined, that well-oiled machine sort of thing?
I mean that was one of my sort of concerns. Not concerns, but the sort of the questions that I had is whether or not they could, within their club teams, they're playing with their continental players who have that quality and they're able to lift themselves up to that sort of level. It's whether or not they could come into the England team with other English players and whether or not they had the trust in each other to produce that within the England level. And so far so good. Phillips really opened my eyes actually, and
they played without fear.
Yeah.
When have we seen that? Never.
Yeah.
Never in an opening game. Never. Yeah. It's always tense.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Even though it was a 1-0, it didn't feel tense to me.
With Phillips, he really opened my eyes, and he's had a great season anyway. He's had a very, very good season anyway. But how the hell is he not in one of the?
See, I think he's perfectly suited to Leeds, though. I think that's where he needs to grow. Stay there. Don't go to a big team. Stay there. Learn under Bielsa. Bielsa's one of the best coaches ever.
Yeah.
Learn under him. Stay there. Don't go anywhere else yet.
Yeah,
When
I
the
think
time's right.
yeah, I think what I mean is you get players of that quality get picked, that they get plucked out of very quickly, don't they? Those sort of standout players, and he really is a standout player.
Oh, why he didn't get picked out earlier?
Yes, yes, he really is a standout player.
The funniest thing I saw on the internet, sorry to interject, was he's being branded the Yorkshire Pirlo.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Interesting.
But then someone thought he's not the Yorkshire Pirlo. No, we need to call Pirlo the Italian Phillips. But no, I think he was just fabulous, breaking up the play. That's a player like that is what England needed, and I have to say, I don't think Henderson can get in the team if Phillips plays like that.
No,
he's not. I don't want. You need that youthful exuberance, 100% fit. I think Henderson coming on from the bench with a bit of experience on the pitch afterwards.
Yeah.
After, like, say, 66 minutes, 70 minutes plus.
Yeah. Which will be good for him as well because he hasn't played for a long time. So he needs to ease himself back in.
And then
anyway.
that sort of strength in experience and really slowing down the game, Henderson will be perfect.
Yeah.
If the blend is working perfectly, everything is in the favour. So they should go deep in this tournament. They should. In theory,
they should.
But they need. I think they do need a second performance, a banging performance against Scotland, and like a stamp on we've scored 3+ goals.
Yeah.
Performance to really let everyone know. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
But Scotland is not an easy game. They always turn up against England.
Yes.
It's a derby game. We've talked about this before on our first episode. They turn up.
Yeah, they always do. They always do. And if they don't turn up for an England match, really, there's something wrong with that. But I've got a good feeling about that match, the England-Scotland match. I hope it becomes like a classic sort of Premier League kind of end-to-end sort of slugfest. I agree with you. I hope it. Absolutely. I think wouldn't it be great to see a major tournament, a major international tournament, to see a game like that, from a purist level, to see a game like that.
When was the last time? Euro '96.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what happened? That game was a banger.
Yeah. It'd be great to see something like that because you don't expect to see games like that at major tournaments when everything is so tactically sort of thought through to the minute detail.
End-to-end nonsense.
Yeah, it's going to be. We don't want to lose. So play cautiously 1-0, nick the game. Yeah. How great!
I think Scotland will set out to sit back, but the occasion will get them, and both teams. I think both teams have tactics got out of the window for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it'll get drawn out of them. It's only natural.
Can't help it.
Yeah, it's only natural.
It's a nice little segue onto Scotland, who are playing today. We can preview that game. They're playing the other member of Group D, which is Czech Republic.
Yes.
And we said at the top of the episode how you're interested in it. So. Go for it. What do you think about this game?
Well, I've not seen anything about this in the media at all, in any sort of media reports at all. But that game has a very, very, very interesting backstory, particularly with what's going on at the moment with the debate about teams taking the knee and things like that. Earlier this year, of course, there was a particular Czech Republic player, his last name Kudela, who racially abused a Rangers player. All sorts of protests that he didn't do it. I think we all know he did. Covering his mouth before he says something. I think we all know he did. And he's got rightfully he got found guilty. And I think he's banned for something like 20 games. And setting the punishment aside, he now misses the tournament. So that gives this particular match a fantastic backstory.
Because the Czechs are going to be backing him up.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
Which they did. I've seen it on social media. Not only, other Czech Republic supporters have been trying to mitigate what he said, mitigate everything surrounding that it wasn't racism, that he's a good person, yada, yada, yada. I've seen it all over Twitter. Even the Slavia Prague, the club, even they sought to try and mitigate it and downplay it. No, when you have the club and also and people high up in the game within that country trying to mitigate things like that, there's always it's a societal problem in that country, in that region. But it gives this particular match a fantastic backstory, and I can really see those Scottish players. Every single challenge is going to be tasty. It's going to be high.
And let's be honest, that Scot team has got some hard nuts in there.
It's got some hard nuts, fiery characters.
Even McTominay's a bit feisty.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Robertson's
a bit feisty.
We all know about Robertson.
How they're going to go in for it.
Absolutely. I think when you see the ball up for grabs with opposing players going for it, you're going to see an old school style high tackling.
And what I like about the Scots,
you're going to see Graham Souness type tackles.
Yes,
I reckon.
I agree.
I really hope so as well.
What I like about this Scots team, they've got Che Adams as well, which is a player they haven't had in a while, which is a finisher, a player that's exciting up front.
Yeah.
He's adding to that little bit of firepower, along with the organisation of the back. They've got a few key players from big teams, and then majority. I'm not going to be. Let's be honest. Average footballers.
Yeah.
But when they're together, there's something about that mixture that they're fiery, typical Scots.
Yeah.
So I think you're right, and I think it's a great point you make. I think the Czech. I think they might. Hopefully, God forbid, they do something stupid and go after any Che Adams, who's of mixed race. Hopefully they don't, because hopefully they play it in a nice manner. But if it doesn't, then the Scots are going to eat them alive. Yeah,
I think they'll kick lumps out of them.
I think so.
And how cool would it be if the Scottish team? I don't know if they're going to do that. They've already come out and said that for the England match they are going to take the knee.
Yeah, they're going to take the knee for this as well.
They are fantastic, and I really hope every single one of those players come right up to the centre circle on the outside of it and take the knee right in front of the Czech
I really
team.
want the Scots to win this, but for the cynic in me and the realist in me, unfortunately, my prediction for this game is going to be a fiery 1-1 draw with a couple of sendings off.
You reckon? I think it's. I don't want to be the referee in this. I wouldn't want to be the referee in this match. My God. I actually think the other way. I think there's so much motivation for the Scots to do well in this, and that nobody's really talked about it. I think internally within the squad, I reckon that they view this game as an opportunity for proving a point, for making a point, particularly with the discussion that's going on these days with taking the knee and racism in society. I think they see this particular game not only as a football game to compete to win, but as something to put their stamp on. And I really see this as something as a game where they may even overwhelm the Czech Republic team. I'm going for a 2-0.
Okay, nice.
2-0, fiery, tasty game.
And then we've got some games from Group E, I think. We've got Poland, Slovakia.
Interesting match.
We'll just go through it quickly. I think interesting match, but just in my opinion, I think Poland are going to overwhelm Slovakia. Slovakia are going to be well organised, but you've got Lewandowski. You're going to score.
Yeah.
My prediction for this game is going to be 2-0 to Poland. How about you? What do you think?
I think Slovakia will get a goal. I think 2-1.
2-1. Interesting.
2-1 to Poland.
Okay. Lewandowski to score?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Score both.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And the last game today is Spain-Sweden, which in the past would have been a tasty game. But Sweden aren't the team who of yesteryear. Zlatan was going to go to the tournament but got injured. And not having someone like a talismanic striker like that, I think Sweden haven't really got the oomph, in my opinion. And with the ball playing tiki-taka style of Spain, I think the defence is going to be run ragged from just chasing the ball around. And then Spain will hit in the latter third of the game. I think they'll score either a 1-0 or a 2-0 win here for me, for Spain. Even though their strikers are shite, I think Morata scores.
Do you reckon?
I think defensively they've got Laporte, obviously, who didn't play, changed alliances with from France to Spain because he got disrespected madly. But look at that French team; it's mad.
Yes, yeah. Well, that French team is another episode in itself, really.
Yes, but for me, Spain.
For me, I'm going for a 1-1 draw in that match. Actually, I think Spain will flatter to deceive.
Okay.
I think.
Because we haven't seen a shock yet.
Not really, no. And I think Sweden, although they're missing Ibrahimovic, so they don't have that sort of talismanic figure. But Sweden have always been sort of, quite well organised. Difficult to a certain extent to break down.
Everyone's son.
Yeah.
It's not racist, it's a joke. We're all called Patel, it's fine.
Yeah, or Rayman,
or Rayman, or Singh.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, I think this is a 1-1 draw.
Okay, interesting.
And I
who do you think scoring in Spain?
Who do I think scoring in Spain? Oh, I think Morata. I think Morata, or even a Thiago, possibly.
Coco. Their midfield's good.
Their midfield is good. Their midfield is admittedly
That's what I mean.
good, very very good.
Ball containing
ball players. But I don't think they're quite the team that Spain used to be. I don't think they're anywhere near this. I don't think they're anywhere near the team that Spain used to be, and I think they'll flatter to deceive. I think in moments. In a lot of moments, I think they'll show their quality, but I think I've just got a feeling that they may even run out of ideas. I don't have a great feeling about the Spanish side. Well, I could be wrong, but I see this as a 1-1 draw. Interesting,
brave decision there. Well, do you agree with Tuffy? I don't, obviously. I think Spain are going to win. But
just to add to that, sorry, just very very quickly. The Sweden goal will come from a Spanish mistake.
Oh, so on tomorrow's episode, please do look out for it, because if he's wrong, I'm going to mock him. But do you agree with this? Obviously, comment, like, share, all that jazz. If you're enjoying what we're doing, give us a nice comment. If you're not, then give us a hatred comment. A hateful comment. Sorry, not hatred. And let us know what you think. And tune in for tomorrow to see if Tuffy was right with a bold prediction like that. So that's it for today, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.